Job interviews are a waste of time. For real, they really be. They really be a waste of time. Has that happened to you? Like, you go to an interview and then you never hear back from the person? Like, you have a phone interview, you think everything goes well, and then you never hear back from that person. Or sometimes you even go in person for the interview, and then you don't even hear back, not an email, not a phone call, not a text, anything. And you just sit there wondering, like, am I gonna get the call back? Did I get the job? Did I not? At least have the courtesy of shooting me an email letting me know, like, hey, we decided to move on with another candidate that is a little more qualified, or we closed the position, something like that. But these job interviews, sometimes it just be a waste of time, and that's okay. That's okay. That's part of the process. That's part of the game. If you want to get a job, you're gonna go through that. You're probably already going through that. You probably be going to a lot of interviews and you never hear back. That's why I say that sometimes job interviews be a waste of time, because it's like, you put if you're doing it right, you putting in all this effort applying to multiple jobs. Then when they call you for the job interview, you spent all night doing research about the company, when it was founded, what they do, what's their mission statement. You go on LinkedIn and you found out about the person that is gonna interview you. You try to see what kind of things you guys have in common. Like, you do mock interviews with your friends and your brothers, and you take notes and you rehearse questions, and you go on Glassdoor and you look for questions that they might ask you. You got to do research on the position and have in mind a range of salary, like a salary range that you're gonna tell this person, and you put in all this effort. Sometimes you don't hear back. That happened to me once. I had a recruiter reach out to me, and it happened to me actually twice. I had a recruiter reach out to me, and they were able to set me up with this um, multi-care facility slash nursing home, and it was for an assistant controller interview. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really hyped. The job salary was a range of 90,000 to 115,000. I was thinking my life was gonna change forever. I'm thinking like, wow. I'm like, I think at the time I was like probably like 28, and I'm like, wow, this is really life-changing opportunity right here. I become an assistant controller with that salary. An assistant controller, that's like an accounting role. Imagine once I become a controller. So I did my research all day, looking at what controllers do, what assistant controllers do, even try to reach out some controllers on LinkedIn so I could pick up their brain and see, like, go on YouTube, see people talking about it. And I got ready for this interview, and I went with my notes and everything, and the interview went great. The interview went extremely great. Like, the only reason why I should have not gotten that job is if they would have had hired somebody with more experience than me. And guess what happened? I go to the interview, I interview, everything goes well. I answer every single question I answer. And it goes really well. I always, at the end of the interview, I always like to ask them, is there anything that you feel like might be like a, um, is there anything in your mind that will prevent you, like, from hiring me? Or is there anything that you feel like will make me not qualify or not be great at this position? I like to ask them that question at the end of the interview, so that when they tell me why, I could fight again. I have another fighting chance. That's how I interview for jobs. I don't know how you guys interview for jobs, but when I'm in an interview, I'm gonna go out swinging. Like, yes, tell me, what do you feel like is a weakness for me, preventing me from being great at this role? You know what the guy said? Um, oh, I think you not gonna be great at this role because you don't have any experience in the role. And I fought. I let him know, like, hey, I passed all my accounting classes with A plus. Um, I'm a fast learner. I have worked on this 3 jobs where I had no experience, and within 4 months of working this job, I got promoted. Within working for this job, within 2 months, I was able to accomplish this, and I was able to accomplish that. So I'm showing him that, that even though I don't have experience in the role, like, I'm a great candidate because I feel like I'm a fast learner, and I have some skills that could translate well into the role. But he just straight up said, like, the only reason why I wouldn't hire you is because you don't have the assistant controller experience. And I say that job interviews are a waste of time because it's like he knew that before he interviewed me. He has seen it on the resume, so he could have easily like skipped me. Tell the recruiter, like, hey, listen, like, he's not what I'm looking for. And you know this is the difference between me and other people. I'm always grateful for the opportunity even to interview, because you got to learn something, and it's practice. So job interviews sometimes could be a waste of time, but it also could help you sharpen your interviewing skills, and it could help you network with other people, and it could give you a little bit of insight into that role. Because I always like to ask interviewers, like, so tell me about a day-to-day of this job. Like, if I were to start tomorrow, what are some of the things that I'm gonna be working on for the next month, for the next 3 months? What kind of portals you guys use? I write all that down. I write all that down. Oh, yeah, I use this portal. Okay. Yeah, I use this portal. Okay, what kind of reports y'all run? Oh, yeah, run this report. Okay, great. Then I go on YouTube and I learn about it. That's how I interview. So that's one reason. The other reason is another time I went to another job interview, and this was for like an office manager in a clinic. And I was interviewing for the office manager role, and the owner of the clinic, which was the doctor, she asked me, like, how can you help me bring in more clients? And at this point, I was a little confused because I'm not a consultant. Like, I'm not a business development, like, I'm not, I don't work in operations. Like, I don't really know how you're gonna get more clients. You understand? Like, I'm here for an office manager role interview where I'm gonna um schedule people, like, order probably supplies for the office, make sure that everybody in the clinic, the patients, they're being taken care of. So yeah, that interview didn't work out, and I spoke with the recruiter. I was like, hey, listen, like, she was looking for something completely different than an office manager. She wanted it like a business partner. She wanted it somebody to help them bring more clients, a marketer or a salesperson, something like that. Also, um, why I feel like it'd be a waste of time sometimes interviewing is because um sometimes people are really good at hiding what the actual job is on the posting. I've been to some job interviews that when I found out more about it, it was like one of those multi ladder marketing, like a pyramid scheme. And it was like, yeah, you bring one person, they bring another person. And then another one was for the electricity. Like, have you ever had somebody knock on your door like, hey, help us save, we could help you save money on your electricity bill? And it's like, no, I ain't trying to do that. Like, I ain't trying to do that. Like, I'm trying to have a decent office job where I'm sitting down and just learning, you know? But you still have to do it. You still have to go out there and interview as part of the process. I feel like finding a job is a numbers game. The more interviews you go to, the more chances you have of finding a job. The more jobs you apply to, the more chance of getting a job. So yeah, sometimes it could be a waste of time because you don't hear back. And other times, they're gonna say no to you for reasons that they could have just seen it on the resume and know if you was the person they should have interviewed or not. And you know, sometimes these people wanna hire like somebody to do something like completely different to what they have on the posting. But the way you gotta see it as training. And that's another video I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make a video on preparations before your job interview, and that's part of it. Like, you gotta see going to interviews as training. That's the way I see it, as training and a way of you learning more. So that's the video. I'm pretty sure you guys been through similar situations. If you guys have, let me know in the comments what been a situation or a time where you went to an interview, or you went to an interview and you never heard back, or you feel like it was a waste of time as well. Like, how you felt, how you deal with it. Like, any questions you guys have, about finding a job, leave it on the comment and I'll answer. I'll see you guys on the next video.